guys, welcome back to Nerd Impact's weekly Loki review. You'll realize it looks a bit different because we're holding our mics. That's because we've been doing some recording down at Bootleg Bonanza, and our boom arms are currently down there. So, yeah, we're making do today. So, Nick, we're talking Loki episode 4. I know neither one of us felt too great about episode 3. What'd you think about this one?
This one had me completely baffled. I was at the end of it. I was like, "What the hell?" Not getting into spoilers yet, so my friend told me or asked me about what I thought about the end credit scene, and I was like, "Wait, what? There was another scene?" So
I told you in the last episode too that the next 3 episodes are going to have after credits or post credit scenes.
Yeah, but you have to remind me things like 5 times.
Yeah, so this episode starts off where we left off on Lamentus. Is that the name of it?
Lamentus 1.
Lamentus 1, where they're about to die. And, okay, so we're getting into spoilers. So, apparently what saves them is nothing in the universe causes more chaos and more branching than 2 versions of the same entity across universes falling in love.
Or as Mobius puts it, swooning. Is he swooning?
Yeah, so apparently there's some sparks between Loki and Loki/Sylvie.
I mean, Loki loves himself more than anybody else, so it does make sense. Another spoiler from this episode is Mobius's narcissistic comment.
But how does that work though? If they're going to die anyway, what does it matter that they fell in love in that last moment? How does that cause the timeline to branch? Chaos theory?
I don't know. Or maybe it's that because you know how when what's that the judge's name? What's her name?
Something.
Yeah. Well, anyways, when she's
oh God, I can't remember. I was gonna say Rowena, but that's
no
wrong universe.
So yeah, when she's talking to Loki, when Loki first gets up at the stand, or what do you call it, podium? I don't remember.
Talking about in the first episode?
Yeah, in the first episode, when he brings up the fact that the Avengers disrupted the timeline, and she was like, no, they were meant to do that. Maybe, even though both Lokis were about to die, maybe it was meant that the TVA would come in and they wouldn't die, so therefore their swooning was...
So you're saying maybe the timeline only branched because it was supposed to branch?
Because they were supposed to do that. Because the TV was supposed to be getting involved.
But then that wouldn't have caused the branching timeline if they were supposed to get involved, because that would be part of the sacred timeline.
No, because then it wouldn't... The fact that they were in the apocalypse is then nullified. Because the way that Sylvie was able to hide before was because the apocalypse was going to wipe out everything, but since the TV got involved and they were now saved, there's... I don't know. Maybe I'm grabbing for straws.
I think you may be, Nick. So yeah, there's a lot of cool things happen in this episode. We got to see, oh God, the girl from Asgard. Why am I blanking?
Sylvie.
No. Not Sylvie.
Is that Cypher?
No, I can't remember her name. The girl that was in Kyle XY.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the character's name, but she came back. She was also in an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at one point.
In the first season, I believe.
Yeah. When they still didn't know how closely tied Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was going to be to the film universe.
Yeah.
There was some more crossovers. But anyway, they did confirm in this episode, though, that it was indeed, like, she was born a variant. she said that the universe is trying to correct for what the timekeepers are doing by inciting chaos, and that was like the purpose for her birth, right? Or for why she was born female. You remember that part?
I don't remember that part.
Yeah, she was telling Loki. She said that the universe responds with chaos or something along those lines. Hence, I was born female, and that's why they're coming after me. It is weird though that she said that it took a while for it to cause enough of a branch in the timeline.
Well, see, but then she's also asking, what's her face at the end? What did I do to make you take me?
Mm-hmm.
Like she didn't know, but here you're saying that she was saying that it was because she was born a girl. So if she knew it was because of that, why is she then asking at the end?
No, my guess is it was more she's asking, why does that matter? You get what I'm saying? Not so much why did it cause a deviation, but why is this deviation so awful?
Well, any deviation is bad, apparently.
Right, but I think she's challenging that idea. But yeah, and so they do get taken back by the TVA after they open those doors. The TVA opens those doors when they see the branch happening, or as they say, redlining.
But
so
it was like no red line that they've ever seen.
Yeah, it was like complete vertical.
And wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
What if again, we can just go and like down a real rabbit hole with this, but what if the deviation was that they were going to be saved, therefore they were able to see it to save them? Like an Ouroboros kind of thing? You know what I'm saying? The snake eating its own tail?
Isn't that kind of along the lines of what I was getting at?
Probably. Neither one of those really makes a whole lot of sense.
I think we have two halves of one thought here.
That's how it usually works with us.
But that's how we got the audio resolved earlier.
But anyway, yeah, so they get rescued, and there's a heartwarming moment between Mobius and Loki. Two heartwarming moments. What about from a friend?
Yeah. But that was after Mobius is finally like convinced that what Loki was saying, that they were variants.
Yeah. And then at the end they both die. Which we now know isn't what happens when you get pruned.
See, I thought as much, and this was even before I saw that end of credits scene.
Okay, so even before you saw the end credits scene, you suspected that they were...
I suspected that they'd be taken to a place kind of like purgatory.
But it didn't have to be that way, because Sylvie is still a Loki, so the show could have then just been about Sylvie. Hence
It
why it's
could
called
have,
Loki.
but this is... No, as you've described before, the creators look into the universe, so it's, that they decided to follow this Loki.
Yeah, but so who is it? It's B-15. B-15 goes to Sylvie, and Sylvie uncovers her memories. Because B-15 before had like a little flash that Sylvie gave her. But then she goes back to her because she's questioning everything. And Sylvie opens up her memories. And then later, when... I wish I could remember the girl's name. Like the top dog, something. When she takes her Mobius and Loki... Or no, she prunes Mobius first in the other room. And then she takes Loki and Sylvie in front of the timekeepers, and C-15 comes in. B-15 comes in with the knife. It was in the what's her name's trophy room. Mm-hmm. Takes it and throws it to Sylvie. Unlocks their. I got this in the reverse order, but unlocks their neck braces. Throws it to Sylvie, and then Sylvie chops off the head of Kang. Of the that might not even be the thing. What's going on here? But chops off the head of the animatronic timekeeper that looks the most like Kang. And then they're like holding the head, and they see that it's just like animatronics. Who's behind? Who's really behind this, Nick? You know who I'm gonna say. It's got to be Kang. It's got to be Kang.
Like he killed the timekeepers and then replaced them with androids and is now giving his own dictation of the timeline?
That's a thought. Or that they were never real to begin with and it's just always been Kang. But...
No, I think they were replaced.
What about Mobius' little speech about wanting to be back to his, the if he could go one place, going back to whatever life he had before, and jet skis, and then he gets pruned. Did it hurt your heart?
That was cruel. The dude just wanted to ride his damn jet skis. I mean, he worked for the TVA for how long? I mean, didn't they allude to that they prolonged the agents' lives?
I don't know. I mean, there's still a lot of questions there.
Yeah. So he could have spent, however long working for the TVA doing whatever. Can't they, at least give their agents some kind of reward at some point? Giving them a taste of the life that they used to have, maybe?
Well, but they don't want them to know that they used to have a life. But, obviously, there's still, a threat of it still remains, because not only is Sylvie able to go deep into their subconscious and retrieve them, but Mobius still has this love for jet skis. Anyway, though, if they're and he talked about they've seen eternity. You remember that line? We've seen. I don't know if he said we've seen eternity or we've seen
everything, or
yeah. So how come there was that one TVA agent that didn't know what a fish was?
Oh no, that was the guy that worked just in the office. He wasn't a field agent.
Yeah, but if they've been there forever, then at some point he's probably been a field agent.
No, it seems like each person brought there is just given one purpose.
Okay. Anyway. So, we got to talk about the biggest thing that happened in this, which is the post-credit scene. So, when Loki, after they just, quote-unquote, kill the Timekeepers, and they defeat the TVA agents that are in the room with them, they think that, this is killing me that I don't know her name. We really should have looked that up before the video. But when Loki's given his speech about basically professing his love to Sylvie, she comes up and gets him from behind with one of the batons, and he's disintegrates. He's pruned, and in the post-credit scene, Sylvie gets the baton from her and threatens to prune her, but doesn't. And then we cut to the credits. The post-credit scene, we get some really cool stuff. We get 3 versions of Loki. We get what they're calling boastful Loki, which is the Loki that's actually holding Mjolnir. We get Kid Loki. We get an alligator Loki.
Wait, was the alligator another Loki?
Or it had the horns.
But the kid was holding the alligator. I thought it was just a pet.
Maybe, or
maybe it is an alligator.
Or maybe it's Croaky.
Croaky? Sounds more like a frog.
or Loki Dial.
Loki. And then you got Old Man Loki.
Well, no, that's what they're calling classic Loki, like comic book accurate Loki. And he's being played by Richard E. Grant.
I don't know who that is.
Yes, you do.
Who is that?
He is he's a villain in Doctor Who.
Which villain?
He's the one with the mind. Ian McKellen did the voice of the mind, and he was like his lackey, and he could create different versions of himself.
I'm drawing a blank. Which Doctor?
11th. And 12, I think.
I'm still drawing a blank. Okay, let's move on.
Anyway, I think he also actually played the Doctor in the you remember that Red Nose special where they had Rowan Atkins play the Doctor and Hugh Grant played the Doctor, and at the end of the short he turns into a female Doctor?
I don't remember that. I don't think I saw that.
Okay, he played, I think Richard E. Grant played the 9th or the 10th Doctor in that short.
Okay.
Anyway, he's a very famous British actor. He usually plays really creepy roles. And he's playing classic Loki. Which makes me wonder if maybe we're going to get to see some classic versions of some other characters. Like, as they're going through this, like, whatever this, like, TVA afterlife is, where people go when they're pruned, maybe we're going to see lots of versions of lots of different characters.
Very well could be. So what do you think that place is?
I don't really know.
So also, do you think everybody gets sent there, or do you think something else happened to Loki that made him specifically be sent there?
No, I think if you're pruned, that's where you go.
So you believe Mobius could be returned?
I do believe Loki's going to find Mobius, and I do believe by the end of this series we're going to see Mobius on a jet ski.
Loki alongside him?
Maybe. Or Loki on the back. Maybe they just show Mobius' face and show him all excited on the jet ski, and then it zooms out and shows Loki hanging on to him from behind. All right. Anything else in this episode we should bring up? I think that's enough.
I think we covered all the main stuff.
All right, guys. So we got two episodes left.
Don't miss the post-credit scenes.
Yes, there will be post-credit scenes. The last 3 episodes, Nick, on every Disney Plus series so far, I think there's been post-credit scenes.
Okay, well, you still have to remind me of these things.
Okay, next week there's going to be post-credit scene. There's your reminder.
You got to remind me while we're watching it. Nick, don't turn it off.
Well, I don't usually watch it with you.
Okay.
All right, guys. So don't forget to tune in next week for another review. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube and on Facebook. Until next time.
Stay nerdy.